The invocation of the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 by President Donald Trump marks a controversial expansion of executive power in immigration enforcement, targeting alleged members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. This unprecedented application of wartime legislation has immediately encountered significant legal challenges and sparked intense debate about constitutional rights and executive authority. The proclamation, signed Friday and released Saturday, characterizes the presence of Tren de Aragua as an invasion, claiming the criminal organization poses a direct threat to national security through activities including kidnapping, extortion, organized crime, and contract killings. The directive's scope is specifically aimed at Venezuelan citizens 14 years or older who are identified as gang members and lack permanent legal status in the United States. Federal Judge James Boasberg swiftly intervened, issuing a 14-day temporary restraining order that effectively blocks any deportations under the act. The judge's ruling emphasized a crucial legal distinction, stating that terms like invasion and predatory incursion in the original act specifically refer to hostile actions by nation-states during wartime, not criminal organizations. This interpretation directly challenges the legal foundation of Trump's proclamation. The historical context of the Alien Enemies Act adds particular weight to this controversy. The law has exclusively been employed during times of war, with its most notorious use being the justification for internment camps targeting Japanese, German, and Italian descendants during World War II. This dark chapter in American history has prompted civil rights advocates to raise serious concerns about the potential for similar civil rights violations under the current application. The timing of this action follows a broader pattern of escalating measures against transnational criminal organizations. In February, the Trump administration designated Tren de Aragua, along with the Sinaloa cartel and 6 other criminal groups, as global terrorist organizations. The White House argues that Tren de Aragua has been systematically orchestrating mass illegal migration to further their objective of harming American citizens. The legal challenges to this proclamation began even before its broader implementation. Earlier on Saturday, Judge Boasberg had already blocked the deportation of 5 Venezuelans after non-profit organizations filed suit, arguing that these individuals were asylum seekers wrongly identified as gang members. The American Civil Liberties Union and Democracy Forward are now pursuing an expansion of this temporary restraining order to protect all individuals potentially affected by the act's invocation. The controversy has drawn sharp criticism from prominent legal figures and civil rights advocates. New York Attorney General Letitia James condemned the move as bigoted, dangerous, and profoundly unjust. Immigration attorney William Vasquez highlighted the unprecedented nature of applying this wartime legislation against migrants from a country with which the United States is not engaged in military conflict. Trump's broader immigration enforcement agenda since returning to the White House in January has included various intensified measures. His administration has deployed additional troops to the U.S.-Mexico border and reassigned federal agents to enhance immigration enforcement efforts. However, these initiatives have faced significant practical obstacles, including overwhelmed immigration courts and insufficient detention facilities. An interesting paradox has emerged in the actual implementation of these policies. Despite Trump's aggressive stance and rhetoric, deportation numbers under his current term have actually fallen short of those recorded during Joe Biden's presidency, when high levels of illegal immigration led to numerous rapid deportations of recent border crossers. The government's appeal of Judge Boasberg's temporary restraining order indicates this legal battle will continue to evolve. The case raises fundamental questions about the scope of executive power in immigration enforcement and the appropriate application of wartime legislation to address modern security challenges. The outcome could establish significant precedents regarding executive authority, immigration policy, and civil rights protections. Trump has made the threat posed by Tren de Aragua a central theme in his campaign speeches, citing it as evidence of what he terms a spike in migrant crime. However, this narrative conflicts with numerous studies showing that immigrants do not commit crimes at higher rates than native-born Americans. This disconnect between rhetoric and empirical evidence adds another layer of complexity to the public debate. The administration's use of the Alien Enemies Act represents a significant departure from traditional immigration enforcement mechanisms. The act's potential to bypass due process rights for targeted individuals raises serious constitutional questions. Legal experts are particularly concerned about the implications of using wartime powers during peacetime and the potential for misidentification and wrongful deportation of innocent individuals. The situation continues to develop rapidly, with multiple legal challenges pending and civil rights organizations mobilizing to protect potentially affected individuals. The outcome of these legal battles could have far-reaching implications for the balance of power between executive authority and civil rights protections in the United States, particularly in the context of immigration enforcement and national security measures.